Hi, this is Mark Johnson. I'm here today with the Prepare for Anything coach, Mr. Dan Lefave. Hi, Dan. How are you today?
Very good, Mark. Thank you. How are you doing?
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for taking a few minutes with me here today. The purpose of this interview is just to learn a little bit more about you and your expertise. Now, I understand that you're an author, you're a speaker, and you're a high performance business coach, the Prepare for Anything coach. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah. My focus is all about thinking accurately. So it's all about, how can we use our minds more effectively? Programming them the way we want and getting them to do the things we want to have orderly thinking and have our lives being in orderly manner so that it's not so chaotic.
Excellent. Now, with that, Dan, where did you study? Where did you become an expert in the Prepare for Anything coach? What did you study to prepare yourself for that?
Oh, good question. It started years ago, probably about 20 or more years ago, and I started researching and reading books by people like Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle, and I can't remember all the books, but there was certainly a number of them, and that's sort of where it got its beginning. But I think that led me to where I could actually take that to a higher level. Really, I guess my coaching business took off about 5 years ago, and that's when I met Bob Proctor, and I learned about what he teaches and how he teaches it, and it really intrigued me. And in fact, his team got me on the phone with him. I was a little bit surprised by that, but I guess I'm used to surprises. So I got on the phone with him. He said a few words, and it really resonated with me. And after that, or during that call, I just really felt it in my bones and my heart, and I knew that if I was going to do anything in my life, it was going to be starting with Bob Proctor, and that's sort of where it got my start. And then doing research of all kinds. Over the years, and putting things into practice and testing them. I'm sort of like an experimenter. I like to test things and test them, and at no end, and then see if it works for me. And if it does, then I can actually tell my clients this is what it did for me. Versus, I'm reading this book and I think you should practice this. But that's my approach to things. Put it to the test and then share it.
Thank you. And with that, putting it to the test, what have you seen in your clients? What's given them the biggest moves forward?
Well, the ones that actually do the work, I mean, that's the critical factor, is the willpower and the ability and do it. Those ones, I'll talk about those because they're fantastic people, and they have a strong will, and they actually do the work. And so, when I see my clients actually doing the things that I'm suggesting, it's pretty incredible. They get tremendous results. I had one gentleman, his life was failing. He had miserable income, miserable job. Everything was just, disenchanted. He was disenchanted with everything. And I just took him through a simple process. And my perception was that, this guy might do something, but there's probably little chance. And lo and behold, within a few months, he had turned everything around. He tripled his income, and he was doing the kind of work he wanted to. He had more free time, more free will. Everything just completely turned around. But it was interesting, though. We did have a conversation afterwards, and I said, well, you can go a step further now. And he says, oh, no, I'm okay where I'm now. I'll stay here now. And I'm thinking, hey, wait a second. You might be on a roll. But, he got into that sort of comfortable spot, and he didn't want to move from there. But, that's one example. But I've had other clients, too, that just have taken themselves out of, they've been maybe seven-figure earners, but, they hit a bump in the road. And things sort of went wrong, and they went down a path of struggle and challenges, and then in the end, they saw me maybe in an article and online or something like that, and decided that I'll take the opportunity and have a conversation with this guy, and they didn't know where that was going to lead them, but then I started guiding and coaching them how they can use their minds and more effectively be more productive, and next thing you know, things start turning around, more business is coming, things are working out, and they start finding their way out of their challenge. They ask questions and seek the answer and start working towards it.
Excellent. Now, if someone wanted to work with you or learn a little bit more about you, where would they go to find that information, Dan?
Well, they can definitely go to my website, which is danlefave.com, and anybody can reach out to me through that website. There's a nice gift on there for you as well. And if you want to do something that's along the lines of productivity, instead of just going to danlefave.com, and it's Lefave, it's not the challenging spelling, it's just the very direct one. But if they wanted to go to that, danlefave.com/productivity, they can learn what I do as a morning success ritual, because that's one of the greatest things that the most successful people do. I put together a short 5-minute video and a checklist so that you can grab that and put it to work. So yeah, it's a great thing if you latch onto that and start doing some sort of daily routine, daily ritual that gets you set up mostly mentally, physically, and spiritually for your day. That's my gift.
Well, thank you, Dan, and I'm sure everybody will enjoy that. So that's Dan Lefave, LEFAVE.com/productivity. And that'll get you access to Dan's video and his checklist. Thanks, Dan. Really appreciate your time today, and looking forward to working more with you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate the time, and thank you for the interview.
Have an awesome day, my friend. Take care.
Thanks, you. You too.